We're 15 weeks into the NFL season, and there are three things I know for sure. One, I have no clue who's good. Two, I'm going to cry actual tears when the season's over. And three, you're going to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our weekly football content. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our NFL Week 15 predictions. We're going to be predicting all 16 matchups. We're going to talk about our lock of the week, our shock of the week, our game of the week, and our toilet bowl game of the week. Before this video starts, drop your upset of the week down in the comments, starting with our Thursday night football matchup. I'm not going to lie, the Thursday night games have been absolutely cooking this year, and they're all seem to be like division matchups, and the underdogs really keep it close. That being said, the Falcons are absolutely terrible. When I say terrible, I will never have this awful organization winning 11 plus games ever again. I did it 2 years ago because I thought Kirk Cousins was going to come in and be a dog. I did it this year because I thought the front office gave Michael Penix everything he needed to be a dog. They have 4 wins on the year. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't looking any better right now, dropping a massive game to the Saints last week. And they have the Panthers right on their tail for the division, which isn't saying a lot because both of these teams have like 7, maybe 8 wins. I don't know if they're going to even reach double-digit wins at this point. Big Bake Show, Bake Sale, Big Baker Mayfield does get Big Mike Evans back this week, and we got to ask, is he going to keep the 1,000-yard streak alive? He's going to have to average like 200 yards over the next 4 games. That being said, it is Mike Evans. I do think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come out here tonight and beat the Atlanta Falcons. What is wrong with Atlanta, though? Do any of us know? I feel like, one, I never want to hear that Bijan is better than Gibbs ever again, how inconsistent he is. Drake London, inconsistent. Now, is this all due to quarterback play? It could be. The coaching staff has to go. Not only the coaching staff, fire the coaching staff, fire the entire front office. The fact the Falcons are at 4 wins is absolute sick work. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming out with a win on Thursday Night Football. We have the Browns at the Bears. Someone make like a little gif of me with the perfect timing song on it. Now that y'all have that clipped and you can make that clip for me, Caleb Williams is going out here and winning this game. The one good thing for the Browns that is going to come of this game, I can see Myles Garrett getting his 3 sacks to break the sack record because Caleb Williams does a lot of jumping around in the pocket, a lot of moving around in the pocket. When you got Myles Garrett, a freak athlete that he is, anything is possible. I just noticed it said last week we went 6 of 6. We went 6 of 8. It's worse. The 3 weeks before that, I think we had 8 losses combined, maybe not even that. Myles Garrett breaking, and I want Myles Garrett to break the sack record I want him to break it this week because I don't want anyone to be like, because this is what they like to do, all the old heads like to do. Well, they had extra games. Well, they had extra games to go do this. They had extra games to go do that. Well, what's it going to be when Myles Garrett breaks the sack record in 15 games? What's it going to be then? I bet y'all are going to tell me down below they played 14 games. How many games did Lawrence Taylor with the sack record? Whoever has the sack record, how many games did they play that season? Y'all let me know down below. I'm rocking with the Chicago Bears coming out with a win. I would love to see my boy Shedeur Sanders come out with a dub, though. I'm going to keep it a bean with you. Next, we have our upset of the week. Something about Joe Burrow absolutely owning Lamar Jackson is just poetic. The Baltimore Ravens, who not only me, multiple people had winning 14 games this year. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Due to injuries, the defense absolutely looking terrible. The offense absolutely looking terrible. Lamar Jackson running around on one leg. He doesn't even look elusive as he usually does. He can't get out of the pocket. He can't make the moves he does. And that's what the Baltimore Ravens are. Lamar Jackson creating opportunities with his legs. And between that and Isaiah Likely fumbling the ball in the end zone every time he touches it, this team is looking absolutely terrible. Taking on an interesting Bengals team who still have a little bit of a chance to make a playoff run. They're going to have to go and win the division to make that playoff run. But you think if the Steelers drop one this week, if the Ravens drop one this week, the Bengals still, well, obviously the Ravens would have to drop one because the Bengals would have to win. There's still an opportunity for Joe Burr and the Cincinnati Bengals to go out here and win this division. Because again, like I talked about the Falcons and the Bucs, this division is Terrible. You have 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers leading it. That's how I want to put that out there. A Steelers team that has no wide receiver core. So, do I think Joe Burrow goes out here and beats the Baltimore Ravens? Yes. Do I think Joe Burrow still has a playoff chance? When Joe Burrow is back there at quarterback, anything is possible. Next, we have our lock of the week. I feel so bad for the Arizona Cardinals fans because, one, I've been telling y'all for years Kyler Murray isn't the answer. Two, Jacoby Brissett's pretty solid, but he can't get it done. Y'all's defense is okay. Y'all's offense is okay. Y'all have weapons. Y'all just can't be consistent. The thing that's going to be interesting about this game is, and don't get it twisted, I do think the Texans go out here and put absolute belt to ass. It's going to be scary if this is the game. C.J. Stroud kind of gets it to click. This is a team you go up against, you get it to click against. Can he get the ball moving? Can the run game get it going? Can you start building rapport on the offensive side of the ball for the Houston Texans? Because you know what the defense is about to go out there and do. They're about to torture Jacoby Brissett for the next 4 quarters. I'm rocking with the Houston Texans as our lock of the week. Next, we have the Jets at the Jags. Jets fans, I want to talk to you real quick. One, y'all's team is so bad, I don't even watch y'all play. I don't know who you're rolling out at quarterback this week. I don't know if Myles Garrett's back. I don't know if Breece Hall's good this year. I don't know if he's bad this year. I don't even know if he's playing this year. The defense is terrible. The offense is terrible. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to let y'all keep it a close game. They're still probably going to come out on top, but the Jaguars love to keep it close games with the good teams, with the bad teams. I'm hoping Trevor Lawrence goes out here and keeps inserting his dominance. I hope the wide receiver core keeps getting better. I hope ETN keeps absolutely eating. I hope the defense keeps being one of the most underrated defenses on the field through 15 weeks. The Jacksonville Jaguars are coming out with a massive win over the New York Jets. Next, we have the Chargers at the Chiefs. And this kind of gave me game of the week vibes, but I didn't make it our game of the week because Justin Herbert looked absolutely terrible last week. Like, I get it. Yeah, he went out there. I can't say Justin Herbert looked terrible because Patrick Mahomes looked even worse. He had a 19 QBR. He could have spiked it to the ground every play last week and had a better QBR than what he went out there and did. The Chargers, I mean, Lord have mercy. When I tell you a team is battered and beat up, they've lost both their starting tackles. I think they lost their starting center this week, maybe their backup center. They've lost, their run game's finally back healthy. I will never start Lab McConkey on my team ever again. I'm going to be real with y'all. Wide receivers are banned from my fantasy football team. I'm going to keep it just such a green bean with y'all right now. He will never touch my starting lineup ever again. And I get it. Justin Herbert wasn't getting him the looks. The looks he did get, he dropped. So he's not starting on my fantasy team ever again, boys. I think the Chiefs go out here and win this game. It's do or die for both these teams. I'm going to be honest with you. And the Chiefs really have to get a win over the Chargers or that door for playoffs is absolutely shut. I think they're at like 22% right now. I just think as beat up as the Chiefs are, I think they're still better and not as beat up as the Chargers are, if that makes sense. That being said, the Chiefs are down to third, fourth string O linemen. So could the Chargers come out here and do them like the Texans did? Absolutely. I just think Mahomes is going to be able to move the ball a little bit better than what Justin Herbert's been showing us. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs with the win. Next, we have the Bills at the Patriots. Could this be a potential revenge game for Josh Allen? Josh Allen, who is really, and we say this every week, we've been saying this for years, he is the Buffalo Bills. He's completely putting the team on his back. He's doing all of the, when your wide receiver one is your tight ends, that is not good, chat. When your real wide receiver one is Shakur, no, that's not a good look. That's not a wide receiver one on 30 other teams in the NFL. It is on the Buffalo Bills, though. I'm not trying to hate on him, but they're taking on a red-hot Patriots team who are looking to come out here, and a win over the Bills here would just solidify the division, right? And it might solidify, I don't want to say solidify the top of the AFC because the Broncos are absolutely red-hot right now. Who is it? Okay, the Broncos are at the top of the AFC right now. I think they're tied with the Patriots. I don't know how the tiebreaker's looking on that one. Regardless, the New England Patriots looking to come out on top this week. And I honestly think the Bills are winning this game. I think they need it more. I think Josh Allen really knows what he has to do at this point, and he's probably going to have to rush for 2 and run for 2, probably putting that on the parlay. Probably going to be a pretty beautiful payout. I'm scared of the New England Patriots. This might be the start of a new dynasty. The way Drake May's commanding this team, wide receiver core is really not that good. The run games, your main runner's a rookie. The defense is young, and they look this good. There is about to be a new dynasty in New England. I'm calling it now. Now, do I think they win it this year? I think they can go out there and I think they can beat the wild card Texans. I think they can go out there. I think they can beat the 1 seed Broncos. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I think there is potential for this Patriots team to go out here and scare a lot of people, but give me the Buffalo Bills with the win over the New England Patriots. Next, we have our toilet bowl game of the week. And this really is just the worst matchup on the card, but at the same time, it's going to be a pretty interesting game. I would watch Jackson Dart and Daniel Jones play, well, I would say 2 games a year, but we get to see that anyways. These are 2 young, upcoming quarterbacks. They love to run the ball. They make the passes downfield. They have pretty solid wide receiver cores. Their run game is a little beat up. The defenses are a little, they're iffy. This is going to make for a good shootout game, but I do honestly think the Washington Commanders come out on top. Shout out Zach Ertz for giving us years and years of amazing football. My boy Bob, I just can't hate on my boy Bobby Wagner. One of the by far best linebackers to ever do it. First ballot Hall of Famer. Argue with your mama, not with me, because I'm just giving you straight facts right now. Bobby Wagner is one of the best linebackers we have ever seen do it. Give him respect. I'm taking the Commanders over the New York Giants. Next, we have the Raiders at the Eagles. Raiders fans, look at me right here. Y'all have the opportunity to do the funniest thing of the year right now. Starting Kenny Pickett. Can Kenny Pickett go out there and give the Eagles absolute bet? Was it Kenny Pickett who was on the Eagles last year? I can't remember who they had as their backup quarterback. I think it's Kenny Pickett. I would, if Kenny Pickett can go out here and beat the Philadelphia Eagles, it will be hilarious. And what's crazy is I'm not saying it's going to happen. I think it could happen. I think this game is going to be closer than it should be. I think Brock Bowers could go out there and put absolute belt to ass. I do want to say, shout out, Lord have mercy, I don't know, Jack Besh, is that his name? I drafted him in our Dynasty leagues thinking he was going to be something on the Raiders this year. He's got a little something now. Maybe he's one of those guys that's going to be up and coming going into next year. Hopefully he can find his footing. I do think the Philadelphia Eagles come out on top, but boy, would it be hilarious if the Raiders went out here. Max Crosby terrorized Jalen Hurts all game. He kept throwing interceptions, kept overthrowing A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown kept dropping the ball every time he touched it. He's probably going to still go and cry about not getting the ball in the locker room. And Kenny Pickett comes out here with a win. I would love to see it. Like I said, I'm rocking the Philadelphia Eagles coming out with a win. Next, we have our game of the week. The Green Bay Packers traveling over to Denver. Now, it is going to be cold. It is going to be, we already know about the high altitude. Can Jordan Love go and get a win in Denver this week? Now, my thing with the Green Bay Packers, it's kind of my thing with the Denver Broncos. I think the Denver Broncos defense is a little more detrimental. It'll enforce its will on you more than I think the Green Bay Packers will. I do want to say Micah Parsons is coming full circle. Watching him on the field, the way they play him at different positions, the way they stunt him, and he just gets pressure on the quarterback every play. Absolute cinema. If you have not watched Micah Parsons play this year, you are missing out. That being said, the Denver Broncos have 4 to 5 guys that will put pressure on Jordan Love every play. Every play, there will be a guy in his face. He's going to have to make the plays. Luke Musgrave is going to have to step up big this game. Watson's going to have to keep carrying that performance last week into this week. And they're going to, I want to say, have to win a shootout with the Denver Broncos, but that's my gripe about the Denver Broncos. They don't play good first quarter football. They don't play good second quarter football. Sometimes they don't play good third quarter football. They have to go and win the game in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix, one of the I think the top quarterback with game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen. When you have a defense like this and your quarterback's having to do drives like that because he can't go out there and impose the will of the offense, That's not good. I think the Green Bay Packers go in to Denver and give the Denver Broncos their first loss in 10 weeks, something crazy. I'm not saying they're better. I do think Jordan Love is the better quarterback over Bo Nix. Next, we have the Lions at the Rams. There are some absolute beautiful, amazing games down the stretch, and we always love when we see Matthew Stafford get to go up against his former team, the Detroit Lions. This is a big game for the Lions. This is a big game for the Rams. The Rams lose one more, and the Seattle Seahawks could jump ahead of them. And then with a big, massive game coming up against the Seahawks, if the Seahawks win that, they basically win the division, taking on a Lions team who need to win to get in. They need to win to stay in. Are they in playoffs right now? I think the Bears have the 7 and the Lions are the 8, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gibbs, Lord have mercy, on pace to break Barry Sanders' touchdown record, or have more touchdowns than Barry Sanders before the age of 24. He's like 3 touchdowns away from that, and he turns 24 in March. So Barry Sanders, consider that record absolutely cooked. Jared Goff out here. I mean, and Jared Goff's numbers are pretty good right now. They're like, honestly, MVP caliber-esque numbers. But can the Lions, and the thing, well, I have the Rams winning this game. I'm going to put that out there because losing Brian Branch to an Achilles tear was worst case scenario for this team, who already have a battered, beat up defense. Now, Dan Campbell can will this defense as much as he wants to play. You cannot keep taking injuries like this. I think Matthew Stafford absolutely decimates the Detroit Lions. Give me the Rams with a win. We have the Panthers at the Saints. Now, this game is interesting because you have Tyler Shug. I have absolutely no clue how you say his name. So if someone can spell it out for me in the comments, like the way you would say it, not the way it's actually spelled, that would be awesome. Taking on a Panthers team who are looking to win the division. If the Buccaneers lose this game tonight, the Carolina Panthers could be looking to jump up into the number 1 spot in the division. And this is why we need to do like basketball standings, because there should be no team from this division making the playoffs. You should have the top 7 teams in the conference making playoffs. I don't care what division you're from. I don't care if it's 4 teams from the same division. The Panthers really don't deserve it. The Bucks really don't deserve it. The Saints and the Falcons really don't deserve it. This is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. You have Tyler out here really starting to click in the NFL. Took him a few weeks. He's starting to get it going. He's starting to find his favorite guy, starting to really learn the offense, taking on Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. A lot on the line for Bryce Young right now. Do the Panthers draft another quarterback? Bryce Young's paying good, but how much is he going to want to get paid? That's the question right now. And the connections he's making with these rookie wide receivers is absolutely beautiful. And Horn on the defense might be a top 3 cornerback in this league. I'm thinking, who are we thinking are our top 3 cornerbacks, chat? I'm thinking definitely, are y'all taking PS2 or Stingley at 1? 1-2 is PS2 and Stingley. You can flip-flop them however you want. I think next might be Horn. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Someone said Cooper DeJean. Anyways, on to the next question. I do think the Carolina Panthers come out with the win. Next, we have the Colts at the Seahawks. This is going to be such a good matchup. This is going to be such a fun matchup. But instead of it being Daniel Jones or Riley Leonard, maybe it will be Riley Leonard. And I do want to shout out young Riley because he went out there and hooped. I think 0-1, had 0 touchdowns, 1 turnover, but at the same time, threw for 100+ yards, really hoisted into a situation like that against the team. By the way, the Colts haven't beat at home. They were in Jacksonville. The Colts haven't beat Jacksonville at home since like 2010. 2015, something absolutely insane like that. And their division teams, they play twice a year. So that's a lot of games to be losing. Taking on the Seattle Seahawks, who have imposed their will against teams over the last few weeks. You have them giving the Falcons belt, the Vikings belt. We're about to give the Colts belt. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, and by the way, JSN, to break Calvin Johnson's record, has to average 137 yards over the next 4 games. Give me a 200-yard game this game, JSN, and I think you're going to go out there and break that record. Give me the Seattle Seahawks beating the Indianapolis Colts, slamming the door shut on the Colts' playoff hopes. Next, we have the Titans at the 49ers. The thing about the Tennessee Titans, I get they get so much hate. Cam Ward's starting to look like a better quarterback. He's starting to click in this game in the NFL. The defense looks decent. The offense looks okay. The Titans really have been playing the bad teams close, the good teams close. They just haven't been able to finish it. And as you add pieces, as you add veterans, as you get better players over there in Tennessee, Cam Ward's going to be a pretty dang solid quarterback in this league, taking on a team who has the pieces, some of them are just missing right now, has the quarterback, and has the coaching. The San Francisco 49ers, I think the 49ers go out here and give the Tennessee Titans absolute belt. I think Brock Purdy bounces back. I think it's going to be a good week for the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, and might I add, Christian McCaffrey, by far the best running back in this game. You can say Gibbs all you want. You can say Bijan all you want. You can say Jonathan Taylor all you want. I think we're to the point where we've put Christian McCaffrey really in a bracket of his own. Next, we have the Vikings at the Cowboys. 9 taking on 4. This is going to be a pretty solid game. Now, this is a game J.J. McCarthy really needs to go out here and perform in. If J.J. McCarthy can go out here and get something going, the Cowboys' defense not amazing. It looks a lot better. It is a defense that I think the Minnesota Vikings can go out here and expose, but the Dallas Cowboys desperately looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. They got to win out to even have a chance, and I think they're going to kind of look like the Seattle Seahawks last year. As y'all remember, my Seattle Seahawks won 10 games and missed playoffs. So you can win 10 games now and miss playoffs, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen to the Dallas Cowboys. I think Dak and the boys go out here and get it done. I'm praying for fantasy football purposes that Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, please play this week. I'm begging you. Give me the Dallas Cowboys with the win. And last but not least, to round out our week 15 football, we got the Dolphins at the Steelers, which, doesn't sound like a fun game, but it's going to be. The Dolphins are hot right now. When's the last time the Dolphins lost a game? Let's look this up real quick. Dolphins. Hold on. Dolphins schedule. When's the last time the Dolphins lost a game? I don't watch Dolphin games, shout out. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're on a 4-game win streak. So anything is possible. And they're taking on a Steelers team who I've said before isn't that good. The wide receiver core, not that great. DK's your best wide receiver, but how good is DK Metcalf? I feel like it's getting a little outplayed. How big, how strong he is, this, that. Can he run the routes? Can he get open? Can he make the big plays? The run game, it's okay. The defense is solid. TJ Watt might not play this week. That is a big thing. TJ Watt is in the hospital right now. I think it has something to do with his lungs, something like that. Maybe bronchitis, something like that. Something that sounds like it could potentially keep him out of the game. Taking on the Miami Dolphins, who are red hot. They have probably a 1% chance of making playoffs, but they're still fighting for it. I think they can be one of those teams that potentially, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 wins. They win out, they have 10. Could be a same scenario for the Dallas Cowboys. We'll have to see. The Dolphins are looking real good right now, and I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm rocking the Miami Dolphins with a big Miami win on Big Monday Night Football. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our Week 15 picks, predictions, upsets, locks, and shocks. Our game of the week, our toilet bowl game of the week, our upset of the week, and our lock of the week. If you have a different lock of the week, let me know down in the comments. Different shock, different game, and different toilet bowl game of the week down in the comments. Let me know. Don't forget, like and subscribe.